Gary, a 1-1 draw here with Wigan today. Your thoughts on that performance?
I think positive second half. I thought we were outstanding, and probably should have went 2-1 up before late on we conceded another few silly mistakes that led to their chances. First half played far too slow. I knew exactly the game. I know their staff really well. I knew exactly the game they were going to give us. They would sit in, they would play counter-attack football. I warned the players about silly mistakes that lead to chances. We gifted them far too many. The goal is just nowhere near good enough. And we then give ourselves a mountain to climb against a team who were playing probably a mid to low block, became a team that parked the bus really and sat everyone behind the ball. For us to come out second half and stick to our principles and keep playing the way we want to play, the bravery, the courage, the quality, I thought the goal was outstanding. There was other moments. We have to get that second goal in that moment, because then late in the game we gift them some moments again on the counter-attack. So in terms of the attitude, the application, the courage, second half, first class. It keeps our unbeaten run going, which is another positive, but there is lessons to take from the first half and moments in that game that we definitely have to be better.
Was that your message at half-time, that you wanted more and more energy from the players?
Yeah, more speed, more personality, more body language in terms of positive, and create an atmosphere and create momentum in the game. We, like I said, we knew the game they were going to play and we allowed them to play it. We have to understand more of what it looks like in that moment, how we have to play quick, how we have to play faster football to play through the lines. When we lose the ball, we have to 5-second fury much better than we did, and then the game is in our hands. They're giving us the game at that moment. They're just waiting on mistakes, and every chance they created was off our mistakes, and we have to learn lessons from that. But like I said, for the players to come out second half and regroup and play the football we played was sensational, and the goal's brilliant. The second goal has to come. When we put the 2 9s on, we create big moments that we have to score that second goal. Then we can readjust again and see the game out. Instead, we see the game out when it becomes a basketball match, and that's not what we want. So delighted with the point, delighted with the players' attitude, application, and yeah, we learn lessons, we review, and we move on to Tuesday night.
Akil went off at half-time. Was that through an injury or through
just a knock on his hip? He got it very early, and I thought he didn't look himself the whole game, and he just couldn't shake it off. So we had to take him off at half-time. Fingers crossed it's not too serious.
And Jack Aitchison came on and was in the thick of the action straight away as well, and kind of stretched them in the second half.
Yeah, I thought our 2 number 10s, that moment killed them down the right-hand side, with Reece pulling out and Jack playing on the same side. We overloaded that side. Emmy's double movements are unbelievable. Some of Sween's passes was, top level, and the goal came down that side. We created other chances from crosses or passes in from that side, and yeah, just that last bit of composure, last bit of quality to go 2-1 up. I think we deserved to go 2-1 up in that period, and it probably would have helped us win the game, but it wasn't to be, and like I said, we take the point and move on.
Goal that was really pleasing on the eye as well, and well worked down that channel. I think Jayden doing what he does best, anticipating and knocking it in the corner.
Yeah, and I just said that to the players, like, why can we not do that in the first half? Why do we not play with that belief and personality in the first half? Because they gave us the moments to do that, but we played too slow. We played back when we could have risked the ball higher up the pitch. Second half, we played with no fear. We passed the ball forward. It was one-touch football, and we cut a team open that, like, it's very difficult to beat a team that plays that low and puts that many men behind the ball. And we managed to do that. It's easier in the first half at 0-0 to do that, yet we seemed to play back when it was on to go forward, take an extra touch, pass the ball slowly, with no real clarity on how we're going to play through and score goals. So yeah, we'll look at that, we'll review that, but I think the players deserve a lot of credit for what they did in the second half, and like I said, we need to build from that second half going into Tuesday night.
And we did create a host of chances in that second half as well, and on another day, you'd be sitting there even happy with 3 points, I guess.
Yeah, look, we could have scored in that moment. when we were on top, like I said, we put Josh on to go 2-9s and really create a bit more mayhem in their penalty area. I felt with 1-9 we were missing an extra player and attacking crosses, and we wanted Jack and Reece to be right up on the edge for kind of second balls coming out, which they did. And then, you know, I thought they defended very well in that period and put blocks on, so credit to them for that. And then later in the game we kind of just came off the gas a little bit and gave them too many free kicks and corners that then they had some chances from. So in terms of chances, I think both sides will think they could have won it, but we'll take a point. But yeah, second half, really happy with the players.
In terms of their chances, you know, strong performance from Joe behind the sticks again. He pulled out some important saves when they were needed. Really
important saves, but when we look back at that, it's mistakes, and we have to defend better. It's something we spoke about all week: how we lock out, how we look after Saidi, how we get it off his feet. The sixes at times too aggressive and didn't control the middle of the pitch. And then, you know, we were aggressive. We went man for man, 5-2-3 against their 3-2-5 build-up, and at times too many times they came out with the ball, and then it's a counter-attack threat. So definitely lessons to learn. And Joe, you know, made some big saves in those moments. So delighted for him and his performance. But we don't want to use him as much as we had to in moments.
And pre-match, it was a wonderfully observed remembrance service as well, and the crowd were really behind the team all game, really willing us to get that winner.
Yeah, brilliant. I always feel like going to the big bank second half. They'll get behind us, and you know, no matter what the score is, we can get back in the game. So they played a big part in that second half, and for me, the remembrance before the game was exceptional, and you know, everyone paid their respects, and I thought it was excellent.
And on to Newport on Tuesday in the Virtue Trophy, set up for a proper cup tie with, you know, the result of that depending on who goes through, really.
Yeah, I just said that to the players. Our behaviours second half were exceptional. Now we need off pitch our behaviours to be exceptional, recover, and ready to go again in a big game for us in the Virtue Trophy to try and get into the next round. It's something we did last year, and it's something we want to do again this year.